Watching Wish TV, Indiana's only statewide TV news network. This is breaking news.
And that breaking news, Lilly plans to build a $2.5 billion manufacturing facility in Germany. The plant will support an increased demand for Lilly's drugs, including its diabetes and obesity treatments. The plant will create 1,000 jobs. Construction is expected to begin next year. Lilly says the facility should be fully operational by 2027. And following more breaking news, prosecutors will seek adult charges against the teenager in the shooting death outside a school in Indianapolis. The prosecutor's office announced today murder and attempted murder against the 15-year-old. They're also asking a judge to move his case to adult court. A KIPP Indy Legacy student was shot and killed in the school's parking lot on the east side earlier this month. School officials have previously said the suspect was not a student at the school. Police have said the two teens may have been involved in a fight earlier that day. A 14-year-old girl is dead and a teenage boy is in critical condition after a shooting on the east side of Indianapolis. The girl has been identified as Kalia Dean. She's the second teenager killed in gun violence this week. IMPD says the shooting happened last night on Emerson Avenue near 32nd Street. Officers say the surviving victim went to Riley Hospital for Children. It's not clear what led up to the shooting. Police have not announced any arrests. And we are switching gears now to take a turn to the weather. When I stepped outside to walk my dog, it wasn't raining at first, and then it started to come down, and I said, oh, I'm melting in my hair. But we knew this was coming.
We did know this was coming.
Well, major changes to a controversial library policy in Hamilton County. We've been following this for months. The Hamilton East Public Library voted and has now removed 2 paragraphs from its collection development policy. The official vote happened last night. The sections required that strict attention must be given to different topics, including nudity and profanity in the young adult section of the library. If a book included any of the restricted topics, librarians were told not to place it in the children's or teen sections. The board had suspended the policy in August after a national firestorm led by author and Indianapolis native John Green. That emotion continued in last night's meeting.
Later in this meeting, as you consider giving children more access to literature that sexualizes and indoctrinates, know that you are making a decision to take the innocence of children and put them in harm's way.
I hope to see the situation settle down. I think we're going in the right direction. I think there are some new faces on the board that care very much about the community and the library.
The board also canceled a planned presentation on child development. No one is injured after a large fire at a recycling facility on the near west side. It happened around 6:20 last night at Waste Management Recycles. The plant disposes cardboard from outside companies. Fire investigators say something in the materials likely caught fire, but aren't sure exactly what. The fire did not spread to the building. It was contained in less than an hour. And even with today's rain, state officials caution fire danger will not end. More than 24 counties in Indiana are under burn bans, most of them in southern Indiana. Now, firefighters are warning that one spark can lead to a wildfire fueled by dry leaves, brush, and wind. Bargersville Deputy Fire Chief Mike Pruitt showed our team how quickly flames can spread, even on the ground that may not look parched. He's asking everyone to be aware of the current rules and follow them.
Most of the time, people don't follow the local burn regulations, whether they're state level regulations or in their local community, and they get themselves in trouble because they don't follow procedures, that they don't do it safely, and it spreads and they end up catching their neighbor's property on fire.
Pruitt says you should not be burning anything right now until the fire threat passes. A Northeast Side mom wants you to know about her son, who was shot and killed earlier this week. Shauna Lyle says she hasn't slept since her 13-year-old son, Dayon, died Wednesday night, innocently caught in crossfire. It happened in an apartment complex near 38th Street and Sherman Drive. Lyle says she doesn't understand how this could happen.
I wish I did, but no. Because my son doesn't do anything wrong, so I couldn't see it coming, but it happened.
IMPD has not announced any arrests in the case. They do tell us that Dayon was caught between 2 groups who were arguing when the shots were fired, and that he was not part of either group. And to IT Made, where the judge in the Delphi murders case claims Richard Allen waited too long to complain about sealed documents. Judge Frances Gold filed that argument with the Indiana Supreme Court yesterday. She also defended keeping some documents private, saying Allen's attorneys violated state and federal privacy standards. Judge Gold has until Monday, November 27th, to answer questions about reinstating Allen's original lawyers and her possible removal from the case. And staying with IT Made, where anger and confusion are growing over the unexpected and unexplained resignation of the CEO of Newfields, Dr. Colette Burnett. She stepped down Friday after less than 1.5 years on the job. Community groups are demanding answers about what happened behind closed doors. IT Made senior investigative reporter Richard Essex is following the story. Well, thousands of people are still missing among the rubble in Gaza, and many families fear their loved ones have died. There are also new details about the Gaza hospital targeted in an Israeli raid. The Israeli Defense Force says it has found Hamas tunnels underneath. This video is what's left from one of them. Palestinian officials say they are worried about the safety of patients in the hospital. The Israeli military also says it destroyed a prominent Hamas leader's home. It sent warplanes there yesterday. Video from the air shows a large explosion. Israel claims that was the house exploding. A Palestinian official wants Israel to stop killing civilians.
The solution basically is not, by continuing to kill Palestinian civilians. That's basically is not going to engender peace. That's going to create more and more bloodshed, suffering, crimes.
The Hamas-run health ministry says more than 11,200 people have died in Gaza and that about 2/3 of them are women and children. Well, switching gears, the Pacers served up a day to remember ahead of Thanksgiving. Why Tyrese Halliburton says he's grateful to be able to give back to the community. Happening today, 2 nonprofits known for uplifting others have been selected for the 2023 Neighborhood Builders Award. A big bank selected the groups for their work in helping people on the far east side of Indianapolis. News 8's Amisha Ramsey looks into which groups are getting the awards. In Pacers Watch, the team and other volunteers served hundreds of people for its annual Come to Our House Thanksgiving feast yesterday at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Tyrese Halliburton hosted Come to Our House for the 2nd year. He and his teammates and other volunteers served hot meals to people experiencing homelessness. Halliburton says he was honored to host again.
It just means the world to me to see the smiles on people's faces and to interact with people more than just a high on the basketball court or for them to see me play, for us to have some human interaction, it means the world to me. So it's very enjoyable for me, my teammates, my coaches, and everybody that's here with us today.
Our Andrew Chernoff helped out with the mashed potatoes yesterday. This was the Pacers' 26th year to serve the holiday meal.
Look at that chef's hat.
I know, that chef's hat was chef's kiss.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was watching Amisha's story and she was so bundled up this morning. And when you said earlier we've already experienced our high,
yeah.
I said, well, here it is.
It is. The good news is we're not going to see this rain all day.
Celebrating Veterans is brought to you by Eskenazi Health.
Well, all month long, WISHTV is honoring veterans throughout central Indiana by highlighting their stories. And today we meet a Plainfield man standing up for other veterans. News 8's Hernan Gutierrez shares his message.
TV News Network. News 8 continues now.
Oh, well, it's a dreary, cold day and wet outside. Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings joins us right now.
Yeah.
We've been warned about this coming, but it still doesn't feel too great.
Well, I do have some improvements for the weekend, but it is going to be a bit cooler.
Okay.
And I say cooler, really closer to normal for this time of the year, right?
We just got to embrace it. Embrace the normal.
Well, embrace the normal because it gets even colder than normal here heading into the Thanksgiving holiday.
Well, Governor Eric Holcomb says he thinks a new study will help ease a flood of complaints about the water supply for a huge economic development plan. That plan will divert water from northern Indiana to the massive site in Boone County. News 8's government reporter Garrett Berquist spoke directly with the governor during his trip overseas. IT Made is talking to business owners in Broad Ripple who are angry over slow construction. They say they are losing money because of work that's taken 4 times longer than it was supposed to. The owner of Union Jack tells us the pub has lost about 70% of its business in just the last few months. Chelsea Wetzel says the city told her the main disruption to the area would last 135 days, but it has now been more than 570 days. DPW says unanticipated problems have delayed the project. Wetzel tells IT-Mate's Cody Fisher that she wants the city to help make things right.
In a dream world, I would like to see compensation for what I've lost. Secondarily, I would like to see better effort in Broad Ripple Village by way of grants and support in terms of lighting and cleanups and kind of the crime issues and some different things that we've dealt with, and just better support and ordinances and rules and enforceable things that we can help grow and recover from this.
City leaders tell us they hope to have the finishing touches on the construction done tomorrow, but that will depend on the weather. The city of Indianapolis has taken the next steps in the plans to build a new downtown hotel. Mayor Joe Hogsett confirms the city is selling bonds this week to help finance the plans for a new hotel and expansion of the convention center. The city broke ground for the project in August. It will include the 40-story Signia by Hilton Hotel that will have around 800 rooms. The city agreed to step in and help with funding earlier this year. Construction should be done by the summer of 2026. An Indianapolis man is sentenced to 5 years in federal prison for making counterfeit money. A federal judge sentenced Jacob Seifert this week. Police in Carmel arrested him 2 years ago after finding a fake $100 bill in his car. Investigators say he had been printing bogus 100s and 50s in a hotel room, then used the cash as stores throughout Carmel. And 3 people from Texas are in jail following a burglary in Carmel Monday night. The Carmel Police Department says the burglary happened at a residence on Dublin Drive. Officers determined that valuables had been taken from the home and were able to locate the 3 suspects. All are facing burglary of a residence charges. A judge has declared a mistrial for one of the officers in the Breonna Taylor raid after the jury deadlocked. Former officer Brett Hankinson was charged with using excessive force that violated the rights of Breonna Taylor. Her boyfriend and her next-door neighbors. Hankinson fired 10 shots into Taylor's window and a glass door after officers came under fire during the flawed drug warrant search on March 13, 2020. The 12-member, mostly white jury struggled to reach a verdict over several days, telling the judge yesterday they were at an impasse. The mistrial could result in a retrial of Hankinson, but that will be determined by federal prosecutors. He was acquitted by a Kentucky jury last year on wanton endangerment charges. A father in Las Vegas says his son was standing up for a friend when a group of teenagers fatally beat him. Police have charged 8 of them with murder for the death of 17-year-old Jonathan Lewis Jr. Lewis's father says his son was protecting a friend who was being robbed. A video widely shared on social media shows the beating from earlier this month. Lewis died last week after several days on life support. His father says he is starting a foundation called Team Jonathan with a focus on conflict resolution.
Their goal is to save other kids through Jonathan. And yeah, of course, I don't want anybody to ever have to suffer through this madness.
Police say the suspects are all students at the high school where the beating happened. A judge has lifted the gag order on former President Trump in his New York civil fraud trial. An appeals court judge blocked the order yesterday. Trump's lawyers have argued against it. It infringes on his rights to free speech. The New York trial judge issued the gag order after the former president made comments about the court clerk. Trump posted to his Truth Social platforms after the order was lifted. The former president called the woman an out-of-control, Trump-hating clerk. Rapper and producer Sean Combs is being accused of rape and physical assault by a former partner. The music mogul, formerly known as Puff Daddy and P. Diddy, is at the center of a lawsuit. Singer Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie, claims he abused her during their relationship, saying he subjected her to savage beatings and raped her when she tried to end the relationship. Ventura said she filed the suit before the Adult Survivors Act expires next week. Combs' lawyer has denied all allegations against the singer, calling them baseless and outrageous lies. The Oakland Athletics will soon become only the second MLB team in the past half-century to move to a new city. All 30 owners unanimously voted yesterday for the team to relocate to Vegas, but their new stadium won't be complete until 2028. The Athletics are expected to play one more season in Oakland. However, it's unclear where the A's will play after that, leading up to the move. And in today's Health Spotlight, 1 in every 33 babies are born with a birth defect each year. It impacts how the body looks, works, or both. Many can be corrected, yet some create lifelong challenges. Now, new advancements in minimally invasive surgery are giving some of these babies hope of a completely normal life, correcting their birth defect before they celebrate their first birthday.
If it has motors, wheels, or it's something they're not supposed to touch, like our TV camera, you can bet twins Dylan and Lucas Parado will like it.
I always say if it's not dangerous, they're not interested.
Just 2 years ago, parents Angelo and Ashley didn't know what the future held for their newborn Lucas.
Compared to his brother when he was born, I could tell it was a little bit flatter.
Lucas was born with craniosynostosis. The bones of his skull fused together too early.
And if the skull's not growing, then it has an impact on the brain.
Lucas had a rare form of it.
These 2 sutures in the back of the head were closed, as well as this suture here along the top of the head. It's called a Mercedes-Benz type craniosynostosis.
Traditionally, surgery to correct the problem involved an incision from ear to ear, inserting a metal device into the skull that needed to be turned daily for a month, followed by another surgery to remove it. But now doctors at Washington University are using a less invasive approach.
The idea is like just relieve that pressure and just let the brain fix itself.
Plastic surgeon Kamlesh Patel used endoscopic repair to separate the skull bones.
It's smaller incisions, more targeted. You know, we're talking a few like 2 to 3 centimeter incisions to gain access.
Lucas went home the next day. However, he did have to wear this helmet for 9 months.
The brain does double in the first 6 months of life and still continues to grow pretty fast after that. The idea of the helmet is now it's like guided, like, okay, I want you to grow out in this direction that you were restricted before.
Within weeks, Lucas's parents noticed a difference, and now the only helmet Lucas will need is when he trades in his bumper cars for a race car.
And Dr. Patel emphasizes that this procedure should be done within the first few months of life, as it becomes more challenging to keep the helmet on toddlers as they grow. Additionally, parents can expect their child's head shape to continue to improve even after they stop wearing the helmet.
Health Spotlight, presented by Community Health Network.
Wish TV is your home for AC football this weekend. We have extra football, a doubleheader. Saturday afternoon at 3, Duke plays Virginia. When that's over, 4th-ranked Florida State hosts North Alabama. You can watch every play live here on Wish TV. And happening today, NDOT will open the Smith Valley Road interchange on the new I-69. The interchange is on what is now State Road 37 in Johnson County. It is one of the final stages of the I-69 work from Martinsville to Indianapolis. NDOT expects to finish its work by the end of next year. Also happening today, Friday, November 17th is my very last day here at Wish TV. And my friends around the newsroom have joined me with cupcakes and a card signed from everyone.
Well, where's the cupcakes? Come on, people.
Oh, they say I am what?
Well, look at all
They
these.
appreciate all of my hard work.
Yes.
And important work providing a voice to those who may otherwise be overlooked. Thanks, y'all.
Surprise!
Thank you. This is so sweet.
We're going to miss you.
Thank you.
You were heading back to
Houston, Texas to work.
This is home for you.
This is home for me. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I've been so blessed to work with all of you guys here at Wish TV, and I'm about to cry. I've been so blessed to work here with you guys. It's been a privilege to do this work, and it's a bittersweet thing.
It is.
I hate to leave you guys because this community has embraced me. It's been beautiful, but it's time to go home.
It is.
I'm so excited about that. I am so grateful for all of you.
Well,
And
we
thank
are going to miss you.
Because I wasn't expecting this, and I wasn't expecting to cry either, but thank you. I'm bringing on the waterworks. We have the waterworks outside. Tara, I'm guessing I should wrap this up now, right? Tara, we don't have rain for this weekend though, right?
We don't. We're going to see
Unless
some
I cry
sunshine.
some more.
We're going to see some sunshine.
Unless I cry some more.
Just like you, girl. Just like you. Just like you.
Thank you, thank you.
You are welcome. You've really taken this multicultural reporter, made it your own, and created a new level. So we appreciate everything that you have done. It's been a pleasure the last couple of weeks working right next to you.
That was so sweet. Thank you, guys.
Well, you all, you have a cupcake.
Well, I'm not going to eat all of these, so I'm sure we're going to be able to share all of these.
Well,
so
I appreciate
thank you.
that. Yes, you saved me one.
Yes.
Maybe a chocolate one if that's okay. Appreciate it. Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
Hey, let's take a look here. We got the waterworks going on in the studio. You good, girl? You need a tissue? I'll get you one.
And dancing out there in the rain. Dancing in the rain.
Yes.
It's a little bit of rain, but we won't have it to stick around too long. Am I right, Tara?
No. I think in the next couple hours we'll begin to see things kind of wind down. Now temperatures, we've already hit our high for the day.
I know, that was sad news. That was sad news. I thought we were going to go up a little bit more.
No, we're done. We're going to gradually drop here later this afternoon. It is going to clear out, though, later tonight. We'll see temps near 31 degrees early Saturday morning. Dry, sunny skies, Katiera, on Saturday and Sunday for those that may be traveling. I don't know. Maybe they're going back to Houston, Texas or something over the weekend. Not going to see any kind of travel problems at all, but Thanksgiving, we're dropping to the 30s.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I will see you guys back here at 5 o'clock.